Story 1. In the sweltering heat of a vibrant flea market, where the sun bathed everything in a golden light, I found an item that would forever alter the course of my life. It was a quaint antique camera, hidden in a neglected stall amidst a sea of bygone treasures, its brass components shimmering subtly in the sunlight. Photography had always fascinated me, the art of capturing transient moments, preserving them as eternal memories. The allure of this particular camera was irresistible. Despite the vendor's worn-out looks and his half-hearted warnings, which he mumbled as he had unsuccessfully attempted to sell the camera for weeks, I was drawn in. I exchanged a few coins for what I felt was a priceless artifact and walked away, the proud new owner of a relic steeped in mystery. Holding the camera, I felt a surge of excitement. It was heavy, reassuringly solid, with intricate engravings on its body and a lens that promised untold stories. I was eager to explore the world through its vintage viewfinder, to document the life around me in snapshots, from the dynamic buzz of urban settings to the tranquil expanses of the countryside. That evening, as I reviewed the photographs I had taken, a sense of unease crept over me. Each image, regardless of its subject, seemed to host an unsettling addition, a dark, shadowy figure with piercing eyes that seemed to look right back at me from the frame. Initially, I wrote it off as a trick of light or a flaw in the lens. However, as more photos developed, the figure's outline became clearer, ominously prominent in every frame. My curiosity turned to dread. This spectral presence followed me in every location, always just at the edge of the frame, partially obscured yet unmistakably there. Was it a coincidence, or was there something more sinister at play? In search of answers, I delved into online forums and digital archives, discovering accounts of others who had experienced similar phenomena. Theories abounded. Some posited that the camera was cursed, haunted by spirits from its past. Others suggested psychological explanations, attributing the visions to stress or imagination run wild. The more I learned, the more the camera's curse seemed real. Desperate to escape its grasp, I attempted to dispose of it multiple times. I hid it deep within my closet, threw it into a river, hoping it would be swept away. Yet each attempt was futile. The camera invariably returned to me, as if bound by some malevolent force. As the days passed, the curse tightened its grip. The figure in the photos became more distinct, its menacing gaze more oppressive. My life spiraled into a vortex of obsession and fear, each day blurring into sleepless nights haunted by the chilling presence in the photographs. Then, one eerie night, as shadows melded with the darkness of my room, a figure materialized, a woman shrouded in darkness, her features obscured. Her voice, soft yet clear, broke the silence. "I know what you seek," she intoned, "but beware, the path is fraught with peril." Her warning confirmed my fears. I was entangled in a curse profound and ancient, one that transcended mere physical boundaries and delved into the depths of the supernatural. Resolved not to succumb to the darkness, I embraced my resolve like a shield. I was determined to confront this curse, to understand its origins, and to break its hold over me. The journey I embarked upon was laden with challenges, each step forward a test of my courage and resolve. I returned to the flea market, seeking out the old vendor, who, after much persuasion, revealed the camera's grim history. It had belonged to a photographer whose obsession with capturing the soul led him down a dark path, ultimately consuming him. The camera, it seemed, had inherited his tormented pursuit. Armed with this knowledge, I sought the help of experts in the occult, historians, and even psychics, piecing together a plan to cleanse the camera of its dark influence. Rituals were performed, and ancient texts consulted, each step bringing me closer to liberation from the curse. As I stood ready to perform the final ritual, the camera in hand, the shadowy figure appeared once more, its form clearer than ever. It was not just a spectral anomaly, but the manifestation of the photographer's restless spirit, trapped within the device. With a deep breath, I completed the ritual, a mix of fear and hope coursing through me. The air shimmered, the shadow quivered, and then, as if a veil had lifted, it vanished. The weight of the curse lifted. I felt a profound release, a return to normalcy. My ordeal taught me about the depths of the unknown, the thin veils between reality and the beyond. It reaffirmed my belief in the resilience of the human spirit, our innate ability to confront darkness and emerge stronger. With the cursed camera now just a normal camera, I continue to capture the world through its lens. Each photograph is a testament not just to the world's beauty and complexity, but also to the indomitable human spirit that can turn even the darkest curse into a story of triumph. Story 2. In the secluded depths of an ancient forest, where towering trees whispered secrets of old, I stumbled upon an eerie sight: a long abandoned playground, cloaked in the forest's shadowy embrace. The swings, with their rusted chains, creaked mournfully in the breeze, as if moved by invisible spirits. The merry-go-round, once vibrant with colors, now stood silent, its paint peeling, reminiscent of laughter and joy that had long since faded into the somber atmosphere. Drawn by an inexplicable pull, I approached the desolate playground. An unsettling feeling enveloped me, as though the air itself was charged with a strange, otherworldly energy. It felt like the remnants of something once vibrant were clawing at the edges of the tangible world, trying to breach the divide. Despite the growing dread tightening its grip on my senses, curiosity propelled me forward, deeper into the heart of this forgotten relic. As I ventured closer, phantom sounds of children's laughter and playful shouts echoed faintly, as though the past were bleeding into the present through a veil of time. The haunting echoes filled the air with a melancholy melody, suggesting the presence of spirits, children who once played here, now eternally bound to the rusting equipment. Suddenly the echoes ceased, and a suffocating silence took their place. My heart raced as I sensed the presence of others. I was not alone in this forsaken playground. The silence was broken by a soft, sorrowful voice, a child's voice that pierced the stillness. "Please, won't you play with us?" Turning towards the voice, I was met with a sight that chilled me to the core. A group of ghostly children stood before me, their faces pale and transparent, their eyes deep voids reflecting a haunting sadness. They reached out with ethereal hands, their smiles desperate, inviting me to join them in their endless play. Frozen with fear yet touched by their plea, I found myself drawn into their spectral game. We played among the dilapidated swings and the static merry-go-round, their laughter a ghostly overlay to our movements. But as we played, an undercurrent of unease remained, whispering warnings of unseen perils. As dusk approached, casting long shadows and transforming the playground into a scene more ghastly, I knew I had to leave. Reluctantly, I bid the spirits farewell, their mournful cries lingering as I turned to escape this haunted locale. But my exit was thwarted by a sudden barrier, a dense thicket of thorns that sprang up, seemingly from nowhere, blocking my path and ensnaring me in a nightmarish trap. Desperation set in as I realized my imprisonment within this spectral playground, with no apparent way out. The children's laughter turned sinister, echoing around me like taunts from another dimension. In a frantic search for escape, I tore at the thorny vines, which only seemed to tighten their vicious hold in response. Just when despair was about to overwhelm me, a beacon of hope pierced the oppressive gloom. A familiar voice called to me from the shadows, warm yet urgent. "Over here. Follow my voice." Guided by the voice, I glimpsed a figure, a young girl, her face shadowed yet her presence reassuring. Driven by a surge of hope, I pushed through the thorn barrier with renewed vigor. The thorns scraped and tore at me, but I persevered, fueled by the desire for freedom. Finally breaking free, I emerged into the fading light of day, the forest around me regaining its natural stillness. Relief washed over me as I realized I had escaped the haunted playground's grasp. Yet, as I looked back, the ghostly children stood silent behind the barrier, their eyes full of sorrow and longing. Though I had escaped, the haunting image of their spectral faces stayed with me, a poignant reminder of the playground's eerie enchantment. A part of my spirit would always linger there, touched by the tragic magic of a place caught between worlds, forever echoing with the laughter and cries of the children left behind. Story 3. In the dusty, shadowed recesses of an old attic filled with forgotten heirlooms and memories enshrouded in cobwebs, I discovered a relic of mystic allure, a deck of tarot cards. These cards were aged and worn, their once vivid colors now subdued to muted tones, their edges tattered from use and time. Drawn to their enigmatic charm, I carefully wiped away the dust and cobwebs, revealing the intricate designs that adorned each card. The Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess. Each card was a portal to ancient wisdom, steeped in rich symbolism and arcane knowledge. With a mix of anticipation and trepidation, I began to shuffle the deck. The whisper of the cards seemed to murmur forgotten secrets, their soft rustling a language known only to the silent, watching attic. Laying the cards out in a spread, a palpable darkness seemed to grow within me, a prickling of my consciousness that urged caution. Nevertheless, I was compelled to proceed, drawn deeper by each turn of a card. A strange familiarity enveloped me as the cards revealed their insights, as if they were pulling back the veil to a realm that transcended the boundaries of time and space. When I flipped the last card, a cold draft stirred the air, and shadows twisted across the walls, their movements a ghostly echo of the ominous figures depicted on the cards. The room filled with the scent of decay, and I sensed an oppressive presence looming over me, its weight almost suffocating. Despite the fear clawing at my resolve, I pushed forward, driven by a need to uncover whatever truths lay hidden within these eerie cards. With each card turned, the room darkened further. The cards depicted horrors seeming to stir to life, their sinister forms reaching out as if to drag me into their depicted nightmares. The final card revealed a figure cloaked in shadows, its eyes alight with a supernatural fire. It spoke in a whisper, a chilling echo in the quiet attic. "You have awakened the darkness within." The words were a dire warning of the dormant power within the cards. Tentatively, I reached out and touched the smooth, cold surface of the final card. In an instant, the world around me shifted. The attic blurred and dissolved, leaving me stranded in a bleak, dark landscape overwhelmed with the stench of decay. In this new world, a distant, flickering light beckoned me forward. Ignoring the enveloping dread, I followed the light, driven by a need to unravel the mysteries of the tarot cards. The landscape around me twisted into surreal forms, with eerie creatures peering from dark corners, their eyes gleaming with a mix of curiosity and malevolence. The darkness thickened with every step, threatening to engulf me. Yet, my resolve only strengthened, the inner flame of determination warding off the suffocating shadows. Eventually, I reached a moonlit clearing, its serene light a stark contrast to the surrounding gloom. At its center stood a figure, veiled in shadows yet exuding a magnetic pull. Heart pounding with a mixture of fear and fascination, I approached the figure. As I drew nearer, the surrounding darkness seemed to draw back, revealing the form beneath a woman with eyes as dark as the void, her smile both enigmatic and unnerving. "You have come seeking answers," she whispered, her voice melodic yet haunting. "But beware, the truths you seek might overwhelm you." Undeterred, my thirst for knowledge burned brighter than any fear. I reached for her hand, and as our fingers touched, a surge of power flowed through me. This energy filled me with an indomitable sense of purpose and resolve. Emboldened, I confronted the mysterious figure, demanding the secrets of the tarot. With each answer, the landscape around us seemed to shift, revealing scenes of both horrific and wondrous nature. Each vision was a piece of the puzzle, depicting the potential futures and hidden realities that the tarot cards foretold. As the night wore on, the visions grew more intense and the secrets darker. The power within the cards was vast and wild, capable of revealing the deepest truths of the universe, yet equally potent in its capacity for destruction. With the dawn approaching, the woman in the shadows finally revealed the final secret, the ability to return to my world, but at a price. The knowledge I had gained could not be unlearned. The visions I had witnessed would forever color my perception of reality. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the dark landscape began to dissolve, the clearing and the shadowy figure fading away. I found myself back in the attic, the deck of tarot cards lying innocently before me. Though I had returned to my own world, the experience left an indelible mark on my soul. The attic no longer felt merely like a storage place for forgotten things, but rather a threshold between worlds. The tarot cards, once mere pieces of paper, now held a profound significance, each bearing the weight of the secrets they could unveil. Haunted yet enlightened by the journey, I understood that while some doors are opened with a key of curiosity, the corridors they reveal are walked only by those with the courage to face the darkness within and beyond.